Hey y'all, welcome to DiamondTrail Ranch. Today we're starting off with our black cherry tomatoes. That's what's here on this pallet right here I'm zooming in on for you guys. These on this table were made with a mixture of about 1/3 compost, 2/3 dirt soil with some sand. And on this table is also Dad's sunset tomatoes. Both of these varieties were ordered from Baker Creek Heirloom Seeds at rareseeds.com. You can see they've made fantastic progress so far. These started as seeds from that seed company. Only like 2 seeds out of the pack that I used didn't make it. I still have tons of seeds left in the packets. This is going to be our sweet potato bag. You can see the shovels I use for the compost. I started with 1 sweet potato, it's down in there, 1 eye, and compost and dirt, or soil. We have earthworms in our soil. You can dig anywhere and find earthworms. This is the shovel I use, this is the bucket I use, and that gray tote right there, we use the gray tote for the compost mixture. We kind of let it sit there for a bit. That stuff right there is liquid gold. This is our aloe. We have aloe plants on the property. Great medicinal purposes. You could also eat aloe, you can mix it, you can do all kinds of things with aloe. And if you stick around for a second in this bush, I got a surprise for you. This little lady back here is sitting on eggs. Aww. Quick tour, beautiful scenery. Gonna make a pit stop for a second on the way to the garden and check out Red. Hey, big
Hi, Red.
boy.
Oh, big boy.
What you doing? He is happy and healthy. These are going to be our purple calabash tomatoes, which are also from rareseeds.com, Baker Creek Heirloom Seeds. They are doing fantastic as well. You can see the progress they made. Need to trim a little bit around them, but I kept them in pots for now. You can see the corn in the background. Great progress on these tomatoes so far from seeds. These are our figs. These are all little figs I had separated. They're also making fantastic progress as well. They're a lot slower. These are our banana trees. We have 5 banana trees so far. This one's got 2 side by side. On that first one there, let me know in the comment section below what I should do. These are our marigolds. You can see the progress on them. They're actually starting to bloom, which is great for pollinators. The banana trees, the first one I had has 2 together. Let me know in the comment section if I should try and wait till they're older to separate them or what I'm supposed to do with those. Marigold progress. Banana tree progress. Onions. Onions on the property, only a few of them to kind of help keep away certain critters. We have a ton of rabbits. I'm using things like cayenne pepper to try and keep the rodents away. We have possums, raccoons. They come off the trail behind the property. These are marigolds, looking great as well. Banana tree, looking fantastic. Nice and healthy, shooting up like that. I use duck water on it. On this stuff, I just use duck water maybe once or twice a month, and then I hit them with regular water. Now we're going inside the garden. This is our melons. Our melons are making great progress too. They're growing quickly. And I'm going to show you guys I'm going to go inside of these plants with this camera. So you'll see there's flowers, there's the vines, the tendrils coming off. You can see the beans with tendrils flowering for the beans. You can see the string and the poles I made to help support all this stuff. You really want to keep everything off the ground so you get a nice airflow so everything doesn't stay soaking wet. There's a sucker. You want to pull suckers off of anything and everything because it drains the energy from your plants, just like I did there. The same reason you want to trim your lower limbs off your plants. Any suckers are vital. See where I was picking there? It's going to be in like the V sections of your stems with your branches. It'll usually look like a pea size. Sometimes if you let them get bigger, they can grow out to look like a branch, like a standalone branch off of the V. This squash here, you can see the white dots I'm showing for educational purposes, because this guy's probably going to go. It has the mildew on it, powdery mildew on that one squash plant. So you can treat that with hydrogen peroxide, water mixture. You can cut them off early and hopefully preserve your plant that way. You can see that I had some ends cut off, but that whole one plant is probably going to have to go. Here's some beans. You can see the beans are starting to grow. We've actually already eaten quite a bit of these. We've already cooked them up and eaten a lot of them. It's great, they kind of grow. This is one of our collard greens. Beautiful progress there. Look at the leaves. Very happy collards. We also have more collards. We have more beans. Tons and tons of beans. The beans just exploded. They're doing fantastic out here. Zone 10A. Great time of year. April, 10A, April, May, March, April, May. You don't typically see a lot of suckers, if any, with this kind of, the way the vines are on these, the stems. They don't really have the habitat culture for the suckers like you do. You see on your melons. Look at these gorgeous leaves. I water daily. I run a sprinkler on this stuff for about 30 minutes to an hour. I let it go from left to right, right to left. About an hour a day, 45 minutes to an hour. Let me know in the comment section how often you water your plants in whatever zone you are in. I also try to do it when they're not getting hit with direct sunlight, because the direct sunlight will make them, the water will evaporate before the plants can actually drink the water in the root system. Don't water, try to water the root system too and not so much the leaves. Otherwise you can get a lot of issues there. More beans. More beans. Peas. Peas and beans. Look at these melons. I have 3 varieties of melons over here. I can't wait to show you guys the melons. Look at the flowers. Rain barking in the background. Sweet girl. Flowering melons. I have lots of space over here still. I'm going to have to, you can see the suckers there. I'm going to have to fill up the space I have left. Suckers, zooming in to show you guys the suckers there in the middle. More beans. Green beans. I'm gonna tell you right now, green beans are so good. See how they're starting to swell right there? Perfect. You don't want them too swollen because then they get firm, unless that's your thing. Firm beans is whatever. I mean, they're still edible. Over, under, perfect, you know, in between. Tons of beans. We've already had tons of beans too, which is great. More beans, more beans. Fantastic. Such healthy beans. I have seen a lot of ladybugs as well. We've had lots of ladybugs in our garden, helping stand these up. Some of the beans, the bush beans, get heavy. We have pole beans, bush beans. They get heavy and fall over. So I try to support them as best I can. I come out here and specifically just stand things up. These tomatoes I'm showing you before I went in and pruned the lower branches. I tied them to the posts loosely. Grab some basic yarn and a pair of scissors and tie them loosely on poles or these tomato trellises. I cut all of the lower branches on these, so I will get you another update video on that to show you what I did. This is before to show you an educational imperfections video. Here's some carrots. Look at that. Look at that. Watch, the carrot will be the size of a fingernail. Collards and mustards. These guys here are more collards. Beautiful, beautiful. That actually is a mustard green. I'm sorry, that was a mustard green. Collard's darker than that. These are more beans, 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 beans. The more you eat, the more you what, guys? Look at that. Flowering beans. More beans. The trellis I used. Showing you guys you can use anything for trellis. You can, anything that you think the plants can stand on, the plants can walk on, grow on, vine on. Very passionate about this. Gardening is fantastic. It really clears your mind with everything going on in the world. Corn, a solo corn. I'll have to come over here and sell or pollinate this one, since they're not exactly self-pollinators by definition. You kind of have to shake them, or the wind shakes them loosely to spread the pollen. Check this guy out. Some squash. Hopefully I'll be able to tie it upward on this trellis I made. It's cattle panel. Cattle panel and T-posts. Excellent, affordable trellis archway you can make. It's like the world famous trellis everybody's looking for in the garden community, right? That cattle panel arch. It's super easy to do. More carrots. This guy right here, let me know in the comment section below. I honestly forgot what this is. I know, gardener's mistake, I didn't label it. I thought it was broccoli based on the leaves. It could be broccoli, I'm not 100%. More beans. More beans. Beans and squash. Tomatoes. These were direct sown into the ground over here. Didn't do anything to them. It was a test. I did a lot of experimenting this year with my gardening. These were not done in pots. These were done in the ground, and they're making just as great progress over here as the ones in the pot did. These are not the rareseeds.com ones. These, not those varieties. These were just standard non-organic tomatoes here. These were the cherry tomatoes. Upping them. The squirrels like to come in and dig around occasionally. That's why I get the barrier up. They like to go in and dig for our acorns. So I come in here every day and I help, you know, repack kind of the ground around the root systems. Cucumbers. You're getting an underside view of the cucumbers, the flowering. Hoping they vine up the side there to the left and the right. I do have a couple lonesome corn that were kind of poorly planted in their location right there inside of it, but that's okay. I've seen some channels on here where everything is just one giant mass jungle that you can't walk through. What I tried to do is give myself room to walk around everything. Also, these corn, you'll notice they're at an angle in my video. I had to come back after the video and put a pole by every single corn stalk with yarn and straighten them. I straightened up all of my corn. The wind here the last couple days has just been brutal and just been pushing the corn down. So it is perfectly fine to support your corn stalk as it's growing. Alright, this is my new pawpaw plant that we bought. Can't wait to see this guy take off. We are looking for another one because you actually need two pawpaw plants that are not the same genetic makeup to pollinate. This is one of our pomegranate bushes. I've had this guy, this is year 2 for me on this one, working on year 2. And over here I have a year 1 pomegranate. That's the difference. That's the difference here. It went from that to the first one I just showed a minute ago in 1 year. Because this is my year 1, the other one was my year 2. This is rosemary, a rosemary bush with some tomatoes next to it. Those tomatoes next to it were gifted. I just haven't put them in the ground yet. These are our peppers, sweet bell peppers. More sweet bell peppers. You can see I pruned the bottom. I'm showing you the prune there. The pruning means you cut the limbs off. Look at those flowers. Shishito pepper. I pruned the bottom. It's starting to flower. Jalapeno peppers. I pruned the bottom, flowering as well. You could see the flowers. Cucumbers. Cucumbers in a different location on the property. Doing very well as well. You can see everything is just growing here. The soil is fantastic. Zone 10A. We use duck water. I swear by duck water. This is corn, more corn in a different location on the property. All I use is water, house-made compost. I mix in with some of the soil. This is a jalapeno that was completely dead earlier this year. Look what duck water did to it. Brought it back to life. Did you see that? That what the nitrogen did to the leaves? Came back to life, made the stems green. Spider plant with some collard greens and mustard greens. You can see them staggered in there. Those are going to be cool and amazing. Can't wait to get those up. Pineapples. Look at our pineapples, courtesy of our neighbor. We've had these for about a year. They're making great progress. I moved them recently. I kind of pushed, they were too bunched up before, so I separated them. I actually may need to move them even further apart because pineapples get really big on their diameters. These are carrots, newly planted carrots from seed, all scattered in there, right there. There's tons of carrots. You can see the little green sticking up next to more corn. Even more corn on a different part of a third different part of the property. There's more corn. Wheatgrass. This is wheatgrass I'm showing you right now in a newly area I'm working on, renovating more or less. Our blueberry progress. These are our blueberry bushes. I have multiple videos on just blueberries, on just how to take care of them, how to move them, how to put them in the ground, how to maintain them, different varieties. So check out my other videos on my blueberry bushes. These guys, have already had some of the blueberries eaten this year. They taste great. We have 3 different varieties here.
What are you doing, Rain?
And right here you will see, what's that? Peach tree. Exactly. Peach trees. Look at that. They woke up. You can see in my earlier videos, these guys were asleep a month ago. Look at all that green. They were started with some duck water and just a little bit of compost just on the surface layer. And I watered it down. Those peach trees are waking up, boys. That's what's up. Our Meyer lemon tree is doing alright. It's very windy. Very windy day today. That's why all the leaves are showing off in the, the east direction there. This is our tangerine, same thing. That's why all the leaves are kind of blowing to the east. I'm sorry, that's west. That is a tangerine. Look at that. Fantastic. Blackberry bushes. Look at the progress on them berries. Blackberries. These are our blackberries here at DiamondTrail Ranch. Coming along nice. Flowering, fruiting. Blackberry bushes get huge. Raspberry bushes get huge. Blueberry bushes get huge, but it depends on more so on the variety of the blueberry bushes. We have the high tower kind, the variety that'll get, you know, up or taller than me. These are our brand new blueberries. Look how low to the ground they are. Brand new. These are baby blueberries. Baby blueberries. Baby blueberries. Pretty. They're happy. Look how green they are. Everything's green. Everything's happy. Lots of sunlight. Sunlight, water, and love. TLC. These guys all just get some TLC. I don't use any fancy over-the-counter fertilizers, you know, no 619, 214s, no 313s. I don't need any of that here. Everything just does fantastic in the soil here. A lot of people will try to sell you on their products on these channels about you need a certain bag of dirt and you need a certain bag of fertilizer from the big box stores, and you know, you don't. You just don't, unless you're in a smaller, maybe clay community like Zone 7 or something, and you just have clay. Look at these. Look at this. Blackberries. More blackberries. Right here, it's another one. Underneath the backside of the blackberries. More blackberries. Very resilient, these blackberries, let me tell you. Might have accidentally cut the backside of that one, and it's still doing fantastic. And this is our last blueberry bush. Guys, thank you. If you like what you see, like, subscribe, it's free. We'll be doing these every week. Thanks.